If you're a loan officer, let me ask you this. What is next for you? Like, have you ever thought about what comes next in your career, where you're going? And the truth is that there really isn't a clear roadmap in the mortgage industry. You start as a loan officer, and then what? You're a branch manager, broker owner, wholesale AE. The reality is that there are multiple paths, but you have to be the one that paves the way. You have to take control of your career when you're in this industry. So in this video, I'm going to break down for you the different career paths for loan officers, how to know which path is right for you, and how to take control of your career if you're working in the mortgage industry. In most careers, there's a clear path forward: an assistant to manager, manager to director, director to VP, corporate. But in the mortgage industry, no one lays out the steps for us. And the reason this happens is there's no structured career path in most companies. It's just close more loans, make more money by closing loans. And loan officers get stuck just chasing commissions. And then one day they're burned out and they don't know what to do next. And no one mentors us on how to do long-term growth building and wealth strategies. And so as a reality check, if you don't take control of your career path, you'll get stuck in the grind for 10, 15, 20 years. And here's the good news though. There are options. There are things you can do. Career paths for loan officers, figuring out the one that's right for you, really just comes down to what drives you, what your motivation is, what you're good at, and what others could benefit from. So the first one is, after being a loan officer, do you want to be a branch manager? And this is great if you like leading a team, having some operational responsibilities, recruiting people. You'll get to earn overrides on other loan officers' production. Now, it's still commission-based. A lot of times there's a P&L. The second option is you go up to become a regional manager somewhere. This is taking it to the next level where you're overseeing offices and you're overseeing the branch managers. Higher earnings, but more responsibilities. You keep 100% of the commissions that you still originate, because there still are regionals who do some origination, but you also continue to increase that override. The only scary part about being a regional is that what if someone decides they don't need your position anymore? What if things change? What if a new boss gets put in place? Then what happens to everything you've built for how many years? Now let's talk about option 3. How about becoming a mortgage broker owner? This is where you can keep 100% of your commissions, your whole checks. No more lender overrides, multiple banks. You have complete control over products, pricing, bringing on people. Now, it does require you to develop business skills, learning licensing systems so that you can grow and build a true business. Now, let's do option 4. What about if you want to grow even more from being a broker owner? Well, then you can become a correspondent lender. And that's for next level brokers, where you fund your own loans. You take on more risk, but there's a greater profit margin if you run your operations correctly. And then the fifth option that I see in the industry, and this is if somebody wants to pivot and go into wholesale, maybe become an account executive. You can make really great earnings. If you're tired of loan origination, switching into wholesale sales could fit you really, really well, because you've worked with this position for years. You work with brokers, getting them to sign up and close loans, and you can help them because you know where they're at. There is typically some type of a salary, but it's mainly all commission. And then there's one other position that I think is the next level, which is adding ancillary businesses, things like adding title, insurance, doing coaching. You can also do this while you own a brokerage and have an additional income stream. And it will increase your profits overall in the industry and using your expertise differently. This really is about thinking long term. You might not feel like you want to do these things now, but I promise you there will come a time. I want you to understand there's just not one way to grow. There's multiple ways, and you can design your career path. And how do you choose the right path really comes down to asking yourself questions. Do you want to lead a team? Do you want to bring other people on and mentor them? Do you want more control? You'll get more control by owning your own business. Do you prefer higher commissions or steady income in more of a management role? Are you interested in building a business or working underneath someone else who handles a lot of the stuff you just really don't want to deal with. So if you want the freedom and you want the long-term opportunities, consider transitioning into a place that'll put you on the path of what you really want. You have to develop a strategy and you have to have a goal that you're going towards if you want to have a meaningful career and not get burnt out and not know what to do and go into panic mode. Most of us have invested very little time and effort into creating a long-term strategy and vision for ourselves and our careers. And then all of a sudden, 5, 10, 15 years from now, the only thing you can do is originate. And I see it happen all the time where it gets frustrating and then people will walk away from a book of business they've built for 15 or 20 years. So determine how much longer you think that you're going to want to be doing the grind of originating and figure out which career stage you're currently at. And then I say use what's called the 5 P's of your career, which is number 1, purpose. Get clarity around what you love about the industry. Like, what is it that drives you? Because that's what's going to make you a good loan officer. That's what's going to help you pick up the phone. It's going to make you, be excited to talk to customers. The second P is path. Look at the path that you're on and figure out, am I on the right track to be able to get to that end destination where I want to be? Because then when you know you're on the right path, the third P is products, making sure that you have all the products to grow and continue to build your income as a loan officer so that other loan officers and people will look up to you, that you can bring them on your team and make them better if that's the route that you want to go. Stop wasting time on emails, follow-ups, mail, admin work, when a virtual assistant can handle that while you close more business. And if you look outside the US, it can cost you a fraction of what it would stateside or trying to find someone to come and work with you physically in your office. I've worked with virtual assistants in my business for over 12 years. And there's 3 ways to hire a virtual assistant that is overseas in a different country who's looking for an opportunity. The first one is you can go find someone on platforms like Upwork or Fiverr. You just need to create an account. And this is best for short-term projects. You post this project that you need somebody for or position, and then people will apply and you can interview them and hire them as a trial basis. There's also agencies. So you find a company where it's hands-off hiring. They go and find the candidates specific to the position that you're looking for, and they handle all the documents, the compliance. But the downside is it is at a higher cost. I would say it's, if it's $500 when you find them on your own, it's going to be closer to $900. And the third way is you can find someone on your own, but then you need to find third-party services that manages the contracts, because if they're a true employee, you have to treat them like an employee. So pro tip, make sure if you do hire a virtual assistant, set clear tasks, responsibilities, use tools. Make sure it's very clear on when you'll communicate, how you'll help them know what to do. Otherwise, drop a comment if you're already working with a virtual or if you want to know more about where to find one.